What happens when people think they're completely alone? They didn't know that a camera was watching them. You'll witness the hilarious, shocking, and totally unexpected things caught when no one thought they were being filmed. These moments are too real to miss. It takes courage to wear this hairstyle. While riding the bus, he came across something truly bizarre. If he hadn't filmed it, none of his friends would have believed what he saw. It's possible there was a really good discount involved. Just a bit closer, and it would have turned into a seriously embarrassing situation. I'm planning to renovate the bathroom soon, and I have to admit, this looks like an interesting idea. How would you react if you saw this? What I'm curious about is who this guy actually was. He has an unusual pet, a duck, and he never goes anywhere without it. Despite the challenges, they manage to keep their spirits high and enjoy the moment. They love coming to visit because he leaves food out for them, making his yard a little wildlife haven. Even though the wind was incredibly strong, she used it to her advantage and captured the perfect photo for Instagram. This is what it looks like when my buddy and I move. There's always a solution, no matter how chaotic it gets. A beautiful experience for all adventure lovers, but it requires a lot of strength and endurance as the stairs are incredibly steep. It's not for the faint of heart, but totally worth the challenge. They promise to stick together through thick and thin. They've already tackled the tougher part. Dolphins are known for their friendly nature and often join boats as they glide through the water. It's a mesmerizing sight to see these graceful creatures swim alongside, almost as if they're playing with the boaters. This is one of the most beautiful things I've seen in a while. It's truly a breathtaking moment that makes you appreciate the wonders of nature. Suddenly, they were caught in a sandstorm. They quickly reacted and took cover until it passed, and in just a few minutes, day turned into night. In the middle of the meadow, they stumbled upon a strange phenomenon. Does anyone know what might be happening here? Is this the man with the strongest hair in the world? A clear example that love is enough for happiness, no matter what happens around us.
See better. I have never seen anything like this in my life.
My God.
For a moment, I thought it was snow, but this is a hailstorm like no one has ever seen before.
Hail!
Look. That's crazy.
I have never seen hail like this. Oh my God! It's good.
I don't have many specific fears, but when I saw this, it created a whole new level of fear within me. A street performer using new technology. When you put off a task for later, and suddenly the deadline is right around the corner, leaving you scrambling to finish everything in time. The dog is living life to the fullest. At this wedding, you could experience something you've never seen before, the most fun wedding ever, all thanks to these two bridesmaids. I love adventure and exploring new places, but we always have to stay alert and cautious. I was just wondering why I can't run into my ex like I used to. They set out to cool off in this small river, but when they got closer, they couldn't believe what was in the water. After this, they decided to cool off only in the sea. It was definitely a stressful day for them. They took things to the next level. A dog crosses the crosswalk on 2 legs, leaving everyone in shock.
She saw him on the news.
Scientists captured one of the most beautiful shots ever, like something out of a fantasy film, as lava descended into the sea. Insects known as wingless ants or certain species of termites have been observed to shed their wings. They found themselves in the middle of an avalanche, but luckily, no one was injured. It was a terrifying moment, but quick thinking and a bit of luck helped them stay safe.
Bone crusher just slid. Holy shit.
These are some of the largest stalagmites ever discovered, and they are absolutely breathtaking. Nature's artwork, formed over thousands of years, never ceases to amaze. Would people in your country respect something like this? Before we dive into the next jaw-dropping moment, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We're always excited to see which country our amazing audience represents the most. They could only stand there in disbelief. If this happened to me while driving down the road, I'd honestly think I was dreaming. Like, this couldn't possibly be real. This shopping center features something truly unique, a stunning waterfall right in the middle of it all. It's like stepping into nature while surrounded by stores and city life. This bear grew up alongside this man, which is why they can share watermelons together without fear. An interesting optical illusion in the tunnel. It looks as if special effects have been used, but it's all just a clever trick of light and perspective. It's exciting to see them take on this fresh challenge and see where it leads. They stumbled upon this beautiful wild animal, which made their weekend even more special. It's amazing how nature can surprise us when we least expect it. Although this is meant for kids at the amusement park, I definitely give it a try. Sometimes, fun knows no age. They did not know that camera was watching them. We all love eating pancakes, and so does this sweet little animal. Anyone who's afraid of flying might want to skip this part, because after seeing this footage of turbulence, that fear might just double. It's one of those moments where even the calmest passengers start gripping their seats.
mapa, te quiero que recordamos que deben permanecer sentados con su cinturón de seguridad abrochado.
How much money would it take for you to do this job? Honestly, I wouldn't do it even for $1 million. The swan dance captured in this video is truly mesmerizing. Their graceful movements across the water look like a perfectly choreographed ballet. It's one of those rare natural moments that leave you speechless. He thought no one would notice his hidden camera during the flight, but passengers quickly reported him, and justice came fast. The guy thought he was a phone-juggling ninja, tossing it high in the air like a circus act, but gravity gave no mercy. In the middle of an argument about who forgot to buy milk, the girl suddenly unleashed a surprise karate kick that landed straight on her husband's forehead. While the guy casually yeeted his trash out the window like the world was his dumpster, a stealthy police officer crept up. Climbing the rope like he was auditioning for a circus, he reached the second floor with pride, but gravity had other plans. Two friends were in the middle of an intense snowball fight, throwing snow like it was a professional sport, until one of them made a move that would have made a ballerina. The guy decided he was going to break the toilet in some grand, dramatic gesture, but just as he was about to give it the finishing blow, she thought it was just a minor misunderstanding at the check-in desk, but when her behavior escalated to full-blown chaos, it was supposed to be a smooth ride down the mountain, but their snowboarding competition turned into a chaotic collision when they met at full speed at the bottom of the ramp. The guy had just rented a bike, ready to feel the wind in his hair, when, out of nowhere, a car came speeding by and crashed straight into it. He was enjoying a peaceful day on the lake, paddling away like a pro, until a sudden wave, or was it just his bad luck, flipped his canoe over, and suddenly he was in the water, holding onto the boat like it was his lifeline. He was casually crossing the street when a car suddenly sped over the pedestrian crossing, almost running him down. The driver seemed completely unaware of the traffic. With the cold winter air biting at his cheeks, the man grabbed a long stick and began knocking down icicles from the roof, making a shower of ice and snow fall around him. As the man walked outside with a casual stroll, he caught sight of a masked figure attempting to make off with his delivery. But instead of panicking, he calmly grabbed a wooden board from the yard. The trucker was in a hurry, cruising down the highway when suddenly a motorcyclist cut in front of him, forcing him to hit the brakes hard. In what could have been a disaster. With tires screeching and smoke billowing from the car's wheels, the guys were in full drift mode, living their best street racer life. But before they could even catch their breath, man didn't think much of it when he ran the red light, assuming it was just a quick mistake. But no sooner had he sped off than he saw the flashing lights of a police car in his mirror. As the cat played around the sink, her paw hit the tap and water began to flow freely. She froze, her eyes wide with terror, as if the water was some kind of unruly monster she had accidentally unleashed. After missing payments for months, the man finally showed up to reclaim the car. Confident, he set up the car jack under the vehicle, but as soon as he lifted it, the car suddenly flipped over, crashing to the ground with a thud. You have to admit, the police really do their job when they're on duty. They didn't just pull over the speeding car, they managed to stop a whole chain of misbehaving drivers, as if they had some kind of radar for bad behavior. With a grin on his face, the man in the mini excavator moved the bucket up and down, carefully nudging the car into the perfect position. Then, with a dramatic flourish, he flipped the car over like he was performing an industrial magic trick. Worker arrived to take the car away due to the owner's unpaid debts, but in the process, he made a mess no one could have anticipated. As he attempted to lift the car with the tow truck, it slipped off the jack, crashing into several parked vehicles. Acting like he was starring in an action movie, the man revved his car's engine and zoomed through traffic, trying to impress everyone around him. But the only one who was impressed was the police officer, who promptly pulled him over. All the kitchen trash ended up on this car, as if the wind decided it was time for a little street cleanup. The car was covered in everything from empty cans to old pizza boxes, and the owner stood in disbelief. Man quickly made a traffic violation, probably thinking he was too clever to get caught. But as soon as he made his move, the police were right there to stop him. He found himself face to face with the officer. It was a typical argument between the couple, but this time, the garbage played the role of the villain. The girlfriend threw the trash out of the car, thinking it was a great idea, but her boyfriend had other plans. Truck slammed into the car, and in a bizarre twist of fate, it started dragging the car along with it as if it were part of the convoy. The poor car was helpless, being pulled like a ragdoll through the streets. Woman turned the restaurant into a disaster zone, tossing trash everywhere like it was part of her personal cleanup routine. Plates, napkins, and leftover food were flying through the air as if she were auditioning for a role in a reality show about chaos. Karma doesn't miss a beat, and it sure didn't miss this guy. After being rude to everyone around him, he hopped on his scooter, only to find himself flat on the ground a few seconds later. It was just a friendly game of basketball until the moment the boy's dad decided to play a little too hard. With a gentle shove, he sent his son tumbling to the ground, as if he was teaching him an impromptu lesson in life doesn't always go your way. Girl was minding her own business when something suddenly hit her from behind. She spun around in a panic, ready to confront whoever was playing tricks on her, but there was no one in sight. It was a normal day until the camel decided it had had enough. With an uncalled for spit, it aimed straight at the man, leaving him drenched in a bizarre mixture of surprise and disgust. Guy thought he was being clever, showing off his middle finger like it was some sort of secret gesture. Little did he know, his girlfriend was watching it all unfold via the camera. After a tense argument in traffic, the man hopped in his car to get away from the situation, but in his rush, he forgot to engage the handbrake. The car rolled forward and smashed right into another vehicle. The man decided to impress his girlfriend with a big splash, jumping into the pool like a pro. But as soon as he hit the water, reality set in. His phone, tucked safely in his pocket, was now soaking in the pool with him. After a heated argument in traffic, the man made a sharp turn, not realizing how close he was to the curb. In a split second, he scraped the side of his car, and then, to make things even worse, the other driver rolled down their window to shout at him. Restaurant worker had had enough. In a moment of utter frustration, he began banging on the tables, slamming trays, and even tapping on the walls as if the entire restaurant had wronged him. Two guys were so caught up in the competition that it turned into a full-on brawl. What started as a friendly rivalry quickly escalated into a war of words, with insults flying faster than the scores on the scoreboard. Glass just wouldn't break, no matter how many times it was dropped, slammed, or thrown. It was as if the glass had made a secret pact with the universe to stay intact, no matter what. Motorcycle rider was already frustrated with the traffic, but when the woman cut him off, he couldn't hold it in anymore. He revved his engine and started shouting, while she rolled down her window to argue back. Man thought he could get away with speeding, but little did he know, the police were waiting just around the corner. When the sirens went off, he pulled over, trying to act casual, but the nervous look on his face gave him away. This was the kind of play that made every fan in the stadium jump to their feet. A touchdown that seemed impossible, a throw that defied gravity, and a catch that no one saw coming. The crowd finally realized it was time to let the police do their job. After a few moments of chaos and confusion, everyone took a step back and allowed the officers to handle the situation with authority and calm. Traffic is truly a wild thing. One minute you're cruising along, and the next, you're stuck behind a parade of cars that seem to have no intention of moving. It's a constant roller coaster of impatience, honking horns, and last-minute lane changes. This guy tried to make a smooth entrance, but the stairs had other plans. He slipped on the step, did a perfect flip, and landed flat on his back. The audience gasped, but he quickly turned it into a comedy routine, pretending he meant to do it all along. Worker was just going about his business when suddenly, he let all the concrete spill out right onto a car. And not just any car, a car driven by a very angry driver who wasn't having any of it. He thought he had it all under control, but that one sneaky step had other plans. He slipped, arms flailing in the air like he was trying to take flight before crashing to the ground with a dramatic thud. This guy is emerging from the Chinese pyramid like he's just discovered the secret to eternal life. He steps out, adjusts his sunglasses, and walks away like it's no big deal, leaving everyone around him wondering if they missed something legendary. With a wooden stick in hand, the man stood in front of his house like a one-man security team. If anyone even thought about stealing his car, they'd have to deal with the most unconventional of protectors armed with a stick and ready to defend his turf. The cops, in a strange turn of events, began spraying with a fire extinguisher to stop the man from jumping off the bridge. It wasn't exactly standard procedure, but it seemed like the only way to cool things down before he made the leap. The man, clearly done with the honking drama, drove his excavator straight over the car that dared to beep at it. 1 second it was a shiny sedan, the next, an accordion. Motorcyclist zoomed down the street, but instead of a normal ride, he was throwing eggs at people in the middle of a tomato festival. The crowd dodged eggs and tomatoes in a bizarre battle that no one saw coming, hurling eggs at unsuspecting pedestrians, turning the scene into a chaotic mix of eggs, tomatoes, and confusion. A large number of birds are perched on the wire, but what makes this scene so fascinating is how they're lined up like soccer teams before a match. Each species sticks strictly with its own kind, no mixing, just perfect formation. Have you ever seen this animal before? This is an anteater, but to me it looks just like an alien. If you're wondering who's in charge in this town, this video clip will tell you everything you need to know. I found the perfect car for my wife. It almost seemed like she was jealous of the bride, doing everything she could to ruin the wedding dress, unaware that a camera was capturing her every move. Many people have mixed opinions when it comes to having a pig as a pet. What do you think? This is every fisherman's dream come true, and to think, they were even debating whether to head out to the open sea today. He has such precision that he doesn't even need to look. No artificial intelligence can replace him. Sometimes, things happen by chance that mark us and beautify the rest of our lives. If you've ever wondered what it looks like to be on top of the world, these brave adventurers have made it possible for us to see. The world is full of diversity, where something considered acceptable in one part of the planet might not be viewed the same way elsewhere. Age is just a number in a healthy body, a healthy mind. She didn't know the camera was recording, but thankfully, she noticed just in time. A good photo comes at a price. Nature never stops surprising us. Riding in this metro looks like something I'd love to try next chance I get, as long as it doesn't make me dizzy. It might sound strange, but bees are one of my favorite animals. Without them, there wouldn't be any of us. When he came home from work, he had quite a surprise. His bird had made a total mess. A beautiful attraction in this restaurant is the birds, and the designers definitely didn't plan this. It just happened by chance. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Where are you watching from? Until next time, stay awesome.